Hey, Raindrops, the queen and king of reality show tour is back. Nene Leakes and I are coming to a city near you. Wednesday, May 13th, we are in Birmingham, Alabama. Thursday, May 14th, we're in Tampa, Florida. Friday, June 5th, Houston, Texas. Saturday, June 6th, Dallas, Texas. Get your tickets on sale now at kingdomreign.com. That's Kingdom, KINGDOM, Reign, REIGNENT.com. Can't wait to see you there. I want to play this video. Like I said, this conversation, as we saw on TikTok, is divided between Black women and men. Stephen A. Smith made a comment about this, saying, like, about Megan, and so did Cameron and Mace. On their podcast. So I'm not gonna play all of it, but I want to play some of it just to give some context to what these heterosexual Black men were saying about Megan and how it has been a conversation based on how men do view her.
Niggas be like, yo, Klay Thompson fumble Meg Thee Stallion, and then we gotta sit here and fake be careful with our words so that niggas don't feel offended. You rap about being a hoe. Mad rappers fuck you, and then Klay Thompson fumble. But we gotta be politically correct. Instead of say, no, I don't think so. This is doing a thing.
That is important.
She talks about, all right, so let's just have a conversation.
There we go.
The name of my song is called Wet Ass Pussy, right? Then she promotes having wet ass pussy and fucks mad other rappers, and then you get with a nigga, he don't want to be monogamous and he fumble. What's the thinking? I don't know the thinking.
And she said he's supposed to settle down. How's he going to settle down if she preaches?
I just feel like you know who you decide to date. Like, it's not like it was a secret. It's not like anything was hidden. That was always her career. That was always her song. If that's not something that you wanted to be part of, you didn't have to date the girl.
And don't be mad when I decide to leave.
Also,
So, Claudia, started with you. He went on to say he was name dropping the men that she allegedly was with, and he said, Megan, you rapped about being a hoe. That's your lifestyle. Why are you surprised that this man did not want to settle down with you?
These rappers need to stop. These are the same rappers that when they get brought up and indicted on charges, they don't want us to take their lyrics to mean what they really live, right? These are the same people that defend other rappers when they get into trouble. We're supposed to ignore their lyrics. So if you want to go by that standard, then you too should ignore the lyrics of a woman that talks about sexual liberation. I don't know if she says she's a hoe. She's kind of like, I cut them off if they, when they act in a way, I get mine. We know of 9 people that Megan had been with, okay? 9 people. As a 31-year-old, very famous, wealthy entertainer. Say she's with double that. The average college senior is way more ran through than this. A lot of these guys' mothers are ran through way more than this. If you really want to be real, think about all the songs. Shirley, what is it? Shirley,
this is Barbara. Shirley,
this is Barbara. Your moms were not virgins when they got pregnant with you. And I just want them to be careful how they're labeling this woman, like, because she's like, so when a woman like owns her sexuality and is boldly talks about her sex, they automatically think that they can devalue said woman based on that. Meanwhile, I can probably bet my house Cameron, Mace, all these men have way, like, hundreds of more lovers than this, right? But we're not supposed to throw them away. Yes, it's a double standard. I get it. Mm-hmm. But, like, they have charges. They've had other allegations against them. And somehow Black women still find a way to give them grace and to be able to go to bat for them. And it just seems like all a woman has to do is be known to have been with more than 2 men, right? Mm-hmm. Or be very embracing of their sexuality, and they are worth discarding. And I just want to see Black men get more to a point where they're being more protective over women. And the same thing y'all want from us, sometimes the only thing y'all want from us, when we give it to you, now we ain't worth a damn. We ain't worth shit. And I think that's a problem. I think that's a problem. And I also, there's a why to a lot of this stuff. A lot of women that are promiscuous in these men's eyes have been sexually assaulted, sexually abused, daddy issues, abandonment issues. We use sex to get you. We think that's what's going to keep you. If you look a little deeper, I don't think anyone's born a hoe. I really don't. Mm-hmm. I think people become like I think women, I think we trade sex for love. And I think men trade the illusion of love for sex.
Hmm.
That's what I think.
Spot on, Claudia. I don't really have anything else to add because that is so accurate. Like when you look at it, there has to be a deeper issue, even in the fact that she may just want validation and that's why she's so public with her relationship, right? There's something deeper there with Megan Thee Stallion. And, in order to be a female rapper, like we have to be honest about what that means, right? The perception and the image that you have to have. Like, and this is to appeal to men and women. You have to be sexy. You have to be beautiful. When I was just on with you guys for Monday Night Live, 2 Mondays ago, we were talking about Pinky Cole, and Blue said her biggest crime is that she doesn't have a lace front, right? Because we know audiences want to like people that they feel attracted to, that they find beautiful. So yeah, she has to be overly sexual, and she has to come out scantily clad, right? Like there's an illusion when you are a female entertainer, more specifically a female rapper. And so unfortunately though, because that is your image and you have the subject matter that you have, now this is how people perceive you. And she's not going to be able to get away from that. It's unfortunate, but Cameron and Mace sound like they have their minds made up about Megan. So I think they're just a lost cause with how they view her because they're always going to view her that way. There's people out here, no matter what Kim K does, she's always the girl who had a sex tape, and that's how she put her whole family on, right? So you're never going to be able to fully escape your past when people have deemed you non-virtuous. Especially as a woman. So I think her best bet is to just not listen to that. And then for the fans to also not get so up in arms about it because you can't change people's minds once they've made their mind up about you. But yeah, there has to be something. I mean, you literally said the daddy issues. Her father died when she was 15. You know what I'm
I
saying?
just
Like she didn't
don't
grow with the father.
I just
Yeah.
don't like how we don't keep the same energy. Like if it's nine is the number where you're a whore and you're worth throwing away, then keep the same energy. And I'm talking to black men right now. Because black men are really they are celebrating the demise. Like they're celebrating Meg's heartbreak in a way that is low-key disturbing that I haven't seen them do to other women, but I do see them do this. If we're gonna talk about public relationships, Taylor Swift, what do we know about her? About 14 of them. Kim K, 20? In a sex tape, you don't have them discussing her. For a little while, at first it was, and then it became. I remember I used to hang with Kim K back when her sex tape first dropped and she was dating Reggie Bush, okay? I remember how they were like ill, and then it turned from that to these Negroes were lining up to get chose by Kim. And from then on out, you will see men get on podcasts and they will defend it to, well, she put her family on. Well, she's a billionaire. Well, she's a businesswoman. But when it's a black woman, it's never that. Marilyn Monroe will never get talked about the way a black woman in that era would. We're just hoes that you can throw away. Sex tapes, the Pam Anderson sex tape. And then I remember there was a black girl that would have one with, oh, what was his name? The actor, was a white man actor. Nicole Lorraine, I think her name was, right?
Hmm.
Oh, what was the guy? It was a Colin. Was it Colin?
Oh, Colin Farrell?
Was that the actor? Anyways,
I don't know. I
instantly,
know the actor, but I don't know if he has a tape. I don't want
it's
allegedly.
instant shutdown, whore, throw her away, worthless. But that's been happening since the slavery days. Black women are overly with sexualized. We're fast, little girls. Where white girls she's just in her femininity. And I just don't like how hard they're coming at Meg when they don't keep the same energy with the Taylor Swift, with the J Lo, and with the Kim K. It's like we know of 9 people, not 90. Calm
Yeah.
down.
I
Calm
think
down.
I think it might also, with this particular situation, it might be Meg's reaction that has men in particular triggered, right? Like she came on and she's like basically blaming Klay for not wanting to be in a relationship with her. And I think to the men who think like Cameron and Mace is like, well, how dare you feel disrespected or upset that this guy doesn't want you when he already took a chance on you because
Yeah.
we deemed you unworthy of this chance and he took a chance on you anyway, and you're upset that he decided he no longer wants to be taking that chance. So I think it's just her response. I think had they just broken up quietly and we didn't know about it, like they just weren't, she wasn't posting about him anymore, she just kind of moved on, made her music, it would have obviously gotten out and maybe she would have spoken about it at a later date. But I think it's like her coming onto her stories like, oh, you cheated on me, you can't be monogamous. It's almost like she's saying to him like, how dare you do this to me? And I think the men who already don't view her as a valuable woman are like, well, you shouldn't have had that anyway. And then let's be honest, these men are like in love with rich athletes and entertainers. Like if they
Yes.
could date them, they would. I'm not saying Cameron and Mace, but a lot of them are just like, how dare you? Like Klay Thompson chose you when I'm right here.
Right. Yes. 100%. I have a video I'm about to post on my page that I talked about on Accidentally Informed last night where I was like, they want the dick. The way these men are acting, some of them, it's unbelievable. Like they're like you said, I'm right here. And also, I think there's also a fear with some of these men. They don't like people going to the internet and telling people that when they fuck up, right? So there's a little fear with them, like they can be outed as well. And they do not like that. But the way men have been jumping in men's sections, wanting to be in the selfie with them. I'll see you go to a club and be all men at the table in the section, and the girls have no place to sit, and the men have their arms around each other. And these are not gay men; these are quote unquote straight men that are like this. The gay men are way more affectionate of us to us and protective of us than the straight men. They'd be like, "You want a seat?" My male friends, they like got me.
Oh, yeah.
They're protecting. They're never doing that.
Mhm,
They would
mhm.
never
Yes.
be all on the couch together with their arms around each other, swag surfing the club while the girls are sitting there trying to get. Can I get a drink? They holding the bottle, drinking from the same bottle. One bottle,
Pouring the
10
bottle in
niggas.
each other's mouth and stuff like
Yes,
pushing bitches out of the way, pushing
pushing.
women out of the way. I say bitch with lots of affection,
No,
and love,
you're
but they're
right.
pushing women out of the way in the club to get next to the nigga with the biggest chain.
Yes,
Please don't be an athlete or a rapper with a big chain and you're in the club. It's madness.
men are
All
way
for
bigger
men.
groupies. Way big. I see the women
Oh,
playing it cool, and the men are just like dick riding so hard.
men are the biggest groupies and the gossipers. And I will confirm that being a card carrying barbershop member since I was a kid. And these stories, listen, if you girls ever have the pleasure or pain of sitting in the chair while your nephew, son, godson, whatever was getting a haircut, the conversations that men have, they gossip so fucking much. Straight men gossip more than gay men. Um, they are groupies. I cannot tell you how many times when I was working, this is before Diddy's trial, I was working on the floor with Diddy and Khaled, Megan Trainor, and the level of thirst that these men will push ladies out the way to get a picture with Puff. And I would just be like, there's women and children here.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
And they are the thirstiest. So there is
Yeah.
something to be said. And y'all too collected. I never thought about this because I'm not a straight man and I'm not a groupie for athletes. Not in that way. But there is like there was this weird thing like you guys were saying, how dare you? He's
Yeah.
buying real estate. And it's like, so is she. And listen, women are emotional. And I'm not saying that
Yeah.
to be sexist. Like women are
Mhm.
emotional, but that's why for me, I look at Megan like I just don't want you to feel the need to tell us anything. I want Meg to live a very private life when it comes to her relationships because I don't want her to be subjected to any more mental health issues that she was when she realized these men fucks with Tory Lanez and they don't like you. And the baby dragged you. Y'all were like the fucking Ashford and Simpson of rap, for the
Yeah.
millennials. And then the moment Tory Lanez went to jail, he talked about you, went on stage claiming he had sex with you, called out your then boyfriend party, called him a punk, fight me if you want to, she's this, she's that. And we all were like, this woman got shot. But that did not matter to these straight men because they're not going to hold each other accountable. But
I
before,
want to add something real quick.
yeah,
I'm sorry,
no,
real
no,
quick
go,
about the
go.
case. They blame Megan for Tory being in prison. I cannot stress this enough. Megan did not press charges against Tory Lanez. Okay, he was already on probation. He was not allowed to have a firearm. He went to jail for gun charges. She was actually trying to not help with the case for the longest, but she gets no credit. It's this bitch lied. She's a whore. She did this. She did that. Your beef is not with Megan the Stallion. Your beef should be with the district attorney and the gun laws in California that your boy Tory violated. He made a choice to have a gun in the car. He discharged a gun. Whether he shot at her best friend, the driver, or shot a gun up in the air because it was New Year's Eve, he was going to get arrested. He was on probation. Why will you guys not get past that?
All right, Raindrops, if you want to watch more of that video, head to my Patreon page, okay? That is patreon.com/TheCarlosKing. Once again, patreon.com patreon.com/Big Carlos